Hi, I'm Michael Cornell with the Aligned Ballet Method, and I'm here with my special guest today, Mari New. How are you?
Well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. We've been shooting these tutorials, and Mari is joining me today to really show you some incredible, beautiful technical work. She's an advanced dancer. She studied in Russia. She now lives in Los Angeles, and she guest dances frequently with choreographers and dance companies. So we're happy to have her here today. And watch our other videos. Click subscribe to our channel. That way you'll see more videos from us. And if you'd like a free month of virtual ballet training, all levels, if you're a total beginner, we have classes for total adult beginners. You can go to our website, alignedballetmethod.com, and sign up for a free month of virtual ballet training. We specialize, or the Aligned Ballet Method specializes in teaching classical ballet to adults. And one of the number one difficult things to get adult dancers to do is a basic pirouette from any position, especially all the positions. I think fifth position is the hardest position to turn from. But we're going to work on an outside turn from fourth. It's the pirouette that I typically start with adults when we begin training pirouettes. So we're going to show a preparation with the right leg back from fifth position. She's going to go tendu croisé derrière. Exactly. She goes into the plié position. I love how beautifully her feet are turned out. And I just want her to practice the balance first. She's going to go relevé balance. Whoop. Very nice. And again. And yes. Good. Rest. Thank you. So my recommendation would be, if you're a new ballet student, a new adult student like we specialize in, that you practice what she just did about 8,000 times. Would you agree with me on that?
Definitely.
Did you?
I practiced it myself 8,000 times.
She practiced. You had to do that all the time in school, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
It's just sort of a standard. Let's look at it one more time. And sorry, go ahead, rest. One thing I want you to look at when she does this is that she has a super straight supporting leg on as high of a demi-point as she can make. And that knee is turned out, and her shoulders are over her hips. You see, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Could you show that profile to the camera? What I would like everyone to look at is the vertical body alignment from the ears to the toe. It's just one straight line. This is the vertical position that a dancer needs to be in. Amazing, Mari, amazing. Exactly. So the reason I emphasize in practicing just balances first is the turn. I always say that turns are nothing but a long balance. In fact, when you see dancers do multiple turns, 6, 7, 8, 9, it doesn't really feel like you're rotating when you're doing that. It just feels like you're floating and balancing. The turn I'm never very conscious about the rotation. So we have to get students to get into strong positions, good solid body alignment, strong and engaged in the core, and stable before we need to think about rotating the position. A turn is just a balance that's rotating. So let's look at her do the balance again. She's in plié. She goes tendu, right? And she goes plié and relevé, and then back down. Let's do that one more time. Tendu, plié. Stay right there. I want you to notice how her back is upright, and she goes relevé, and the torso doesn't move. The torso is locked in place. Very good. Very good. So now, after you've practiced that 8,000 times, and if you're able to hold balances for a few seconds up there and you feel solid and you feel as if you're floating, that's a good indication you're ready to begin rotating the motion. You have a solid frame, you have a solid position. Now, when working with my beginning adult students, the number one thing, I'll show you the number one thing that new students do. This is the number one thing the adult student will do. They'll go here, they'll go plié, and they'll pick up the wrong leg. I don't know why everyone wants to pick up the front leg. So let's just practice on flat, and you can practice with Mari. We go plié. Let's not even go to relevé. Let's just work on closing this arm in and picking up that back leg. Boom. That's all we're going to do. Just that. Let's try it from the front again. Practice at home. She goes demi-plié, back leg up. Boom. Exactly. That's what you need to master. That would be, I would say, the second step to mastering pirouettes from fourth. First is, can I balance? Can I join everything into passe? Then, can I pick up the correct leg and be balanced there? Another thing is, when she's in the fourth position, you want to think that this arm, as you go to the passe, this arm closes like a door. Boom. And that will give you a little bit of momentum. We're not going to go into the details of how much you open and how much you close. In fact, you don't really need any force for a half turn. You can simply, I don't need anything to make a half turn, but close this arm and everything should join simultaneously. Let's just show one more time. Balance, and she goes to the fourth, and she goes back to the tendu. So we're going to do these consecutively. And balance, and tendu. Exactly. So we're going to do this 8 times, and it's actually fairly exhausting to do 8 times. And you can play along with this at home, and the goal is to see if you can make your rotation, and at the end of the rotation you could stay up there, and you float down with control. That is very difficult. But I could promise you, if you can do a half turn and be balanced and centered and control your way down, you will eventually work your way to singles, doubles, and triples. Let's try with music. Hopefully this has helped some of you guys out there. So here we go with music. Preparation. And she goes tendu, plie, float, yes. Amazing. And again, 1. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, 4 times is enough. Very good. Very good. Do you want to try singles now? Now let's do singles. So when I have students turning singles, just singles, I just like a real beautiful float quality, not a lot of force. Most new students will use too much momentum. Avoid using any momentum in your early days of turning, learning how to turn. Strong positions. Let's do the same thing again with a full turn. Oh, we should talk about spotting first. So just show to the front. She goes tendu, and she'll leave her head. She goes plie. When she makes the turn, she leaves the head. She keeps her focus front, brings the head back. That will help you from getting dizzy once you start doing multiple turns. Exactly. Watch her do this. Yes. Yeah, say that again.
So we leave the head to the front. You want to sort of leave your eyes on the mirror as long as you can. And then right when you can't keep it there any longer, you whip the head around and immediately find it. Sometimes it helps me, or if you struggle with spotting, to think of almost over-spotting with my eyes specifically, because I always struggled with not quite getting around. I would end up sort of here. So if you're struggling to find yourself in the mirror again, think about going a little farther past, and then you'll probably end up front.
Very good. Yeah. Very good. Yes, so spot. Don't just go around with a stiff neck. So all of this takes a lot of time to develop. Let's try single pirouettes. Play along at home. That's why we're making these videos. Here we go. Good. Yeah, amazing. Good. That was great. Let's just talk about one final thing, because those were so nice, and not even about the turns. But what I love that Mari does is how she finishes the turn. If you watch her, how things land, and she doesn't lock out her joint. She doesn't go extend. She has a very fluid, and if you notice, all the joints are softened, meaning they're not stretched. You just show that from a passe, and she takes her chest a little bit lifted, and the head is up. Yes. Yes. It's such a beautiful way to finish it. So as I said in the other video, when you're watching a dancer like this and you're practicing along, it's not just whether you can get the turn, it's not just how many turns you could do. I actually think virtuosity is a little overemphasized these days. We really want to be movement artists and develop the quality of our movement. And she's a very fine example. So thank you for this demonstration. Yes, amazing. Hope you enjoyed this. AlignedBalletMethod.com. And maybe you could train with Marie through our virtual program eventually soon. We're hoping. Thank you.